We begin with our Newsmaker segment and talk about the mounting toll of violent crimes and homicides in Kansas City, Missouri. Last year's homicide count reached 148. Among those trying to mitigate the problem is our guest today. She's the executive director of KC Mothers in Charge, Rosalind Temple, a mother herself who has lost a son to violence. Rosalind Temple, welcome to Ruckus. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So how did Mothers in Charge come into existence?
Well, you know, I lost my 26-year-old son November 23rd, 2011, which was Thanksgiving Eve.
Still unsolved?
Still unsolved, but it basically almost destroyed me. And I'm born and raised in Kansas City. This is my city, and I knew I had a fight in me. I heard about an organization based out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, started by Dorothy Johnson Spike 17 years ago today. She was in existence. It's called Mothers in Charge. And as a mother, you have a fight. It's your child. It's just a bond that you have with your child. So when I heard Mothers in Charge, I knew that was something I needed to be a part of.
Mothers in charge of what?
In charge of our situation, of our life, our children's life, what has happened to us, our pain, our grief. That's what we're in charge of.
Okay, you have a new project that I believe is funded by a federal grant. And I think the topic is, why are we so angry?
Exactly. It's funded by the Department of Justice. KC Mothers in Charge. We received the grant, $75,000 for 2 years. It is called Why Are We So Angry?
Enough money for 2 years?
That would take us through 2 years, yes. If it was 50, I would still do it, because it's a problem we have here in Kansas City. Because we're angry, and I'm trying to figure out why are we so angry. At one point in time in my life, I was an angry black woman. A mother raising children, an auntie, a grandmother, didn't know what to do with myself until I had my mind renewed to find out who I was and what I was to become. And that's who I am. I'm walking in this pain and grief. So as some people in our community don't understand why are we so angry. So I want to address that by going to the homes, going into the homes, visiting, not coming and telling people what to do. We so used to people coming and telling us how to run our house or what we need to do. We're going in just to talk. See, how can we work together in one neighborhood at a time to solve some issues? And it might not be major issues, but give us some tools, give them some tools to know how to deal with each other. Maybe it can be something simple as a neighborhood crime watch.
Now, when you knock on the door and somebody comes to the door, what do you say to them?
Hello, my name is Rosalind Temple. This is KC Mothers in Charge. We're doing a project called Why Are We So Angry? We're coming to your neighborhoods to help you to deal with this violence, this crimes that we have going on. How can we help? We want to listen to you. What's your issues? How can you get to know your next door neighbor down the street? How y'all can come together and, as a whole, because it's going to take a village, a community to do this.
I would say come on in and sit down, have a cup of coffee. But what are people telling you?
That's what they're doing. So after we lunch, go to the neighborhood, 3 blocks at a time. We go to them neighborhoods. We ask them what day will be good for us to come back out, and we started our home visit last week. Our first home visit, we went into the homes and sit down and talk. And it was so amazing to hear from people in their homes, to see what some issues is going on in your neighborhoods. So we have another home visit today at 11 o'clock. We go into different homes. So we launched again a couple of more blocks last week, passed out flyers. So we got 7 houses to go in next week.
Do they say they're angry about violence and homicide crimes in Kansas City?
They're angry they're tired of the gunshots. One thing, they're definitely tired about homicides, losing lives, and then just simple things in the home, in the community, in their neighborhoods going on, dumping trash, children run around.
It could be more than crime.
Stealing. It could be more. Little things add up to a crime. Okay. Little bitty things eventually will add up to a homicide. You come into someone's home trying to take something, they will kill you.
Let me ask you a couple of final questions. Do you think this project's going to make a measurable difference?
I think it will make a difference. I think people will understand, people will know, they know who KC Mothers in Charge is. They know I'm coming from a good place. My heart after losing a child. If I can walk in pain and grief, anybody should be able to stand.
And that's how you're going to know if it is successful?
By people at the end of after 3 months, at the end of the initial going to home, at least we try to go do 5 visits at a time in one home. After that, we'll do a table discussion just with them neighborhoods that we went in. We come into a table and we talk about what is some of the core issues that we can address.
Rosalind, pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you have a lot of success with your program.
I truly thank you.
Thank you. That is Rosalind Temple. She is executive director of KC Mothers in Charge. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.